crew? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to a brand new exciting video. Today, I've got a video for you guys that I think you're gonna be stoked about. This is a video I've wanted to do for a while. It's an effect that I really like, and one that's not super complicated, but incorporates a lot of effects, so I would register it as being a little bit more advanced. The effect we're trying to mimic today comes from Sam Kolder's My Year 2016 video. I've used this in the past for some of my videos, and I thought today I would finally teach you guys how to do it. By the way, guys, before we jump into this tutorial, my family, my area is about to get smacked by Florence.
Florence began to bring its full force, lashing the coast with stinging rain.
Homes and businesses across the region have lost power.
It's pretty detrimental, and we probably, or at least we might, lose power. If that does happen, there's nothing I can really do, and I'm just not gonna be able to upload on Monday like my normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. Other than that, there's nothing else for me to really tell you about, so let's hop into After Effects and start talking about this effect. Alright guys, so I'm inside of Adobe Premiere Pro now, and I've got these 3 different clips, and what I'm gonna just first do is select all these clips, right click, and hit replace with After Effects composition. First thing I'm gonna do is go to this second clip. I overexposed it when I shot it, and it was raining outside, so I didn't feel like filming it again. So I'm just gonna go over to Effects, Color Correction, and add a Curves effect, and I'm just gonna drag the midtones down. Now what we're gonna do is duplicate this clip by hitting Control D on PC or Command D on Mac, and we're gonna go to the first frame and add a freeze frame on this clip. To do that, go over to Time, and then hit freeze frame. What that does is it just freezes the frame for the duration of the clip. Now I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna draw a quick mask around the rim of this tire. To do this, I'm gonna hit Q on my keyboard. If you hit Q enough times, it'll bring up the ellipse tool, and you can drag a quick circle around the rim of the tire. I cannot stress this enough. Make sure this is an accurate mask. It's really important, and it kind of determines the success of the entire effect. So take your time trying to get an accurate mask. Now make sure you change the anchor point of this top clip to be aligned in the center of the rim. To change the anchor point, hit Y on your keyboard, and then drag this little point here right into the center of the tire. Now I'm just gonna pre-compose it for the sake of organization, move all attributes into the new composition. So now go down to the bottom clip, right click, go over to track and stabilize, and hit track camera. Alright, so I just finished tracking the camera. Now I'm going to go up to this top layer and just turn it off while we pick a tracking point. Select the bottom layer. If you can't see the tracking points for some reason, just adjust the size and it brings them back up. And now choose a tracking point directly on the rim of the tire. This one works perfectly. Right click and hit create solid in camera. You could use a null, but I always find it easier just to use a solid. Now go over to the track solid 1, right click and hit pre-compose, and make sure, this is important, make sure you select the leave all attributes instead of move all attributes. Hit OK. Now you're going to go down, you can turn this layer back on, and you're actually going to copy it by hitting Control C on PC or Command C on Mac, delete it, go into the pre-composition we just made, and then paste it by hitting Control V. Now turn off the solid layer, and then adjust the scale of the tire, and then reposition it right in the middle. Now when we go back into this other composition, you can see this rim is tracked to the tire. Now go to the first frame, and you're going to want to scale this clip down. You're going to realign it with the original bottom clip. This is also important, so take your time with this and really try to get it as accurate as you can. What I'm going to do is actually hit T on my keyboard. That brings up the opacity. I'm going to bring the opacity down so we can see both, and then I'm just going to do my best to align them. As you can see, about here is perfect, or at least good enough. And then once again, make sure you adjust the anchor point of the pre-comp to be directly in the center of the tire. Hit Y on your keyboard and then drag the anchor right in the middle. Cool. So now what we're going to do is go to the beginning of the clip, hit R on your keyboard, and that brings up your rotation. Keyframe Z rotation, go to the end of the clip. You're going to rotate the tire fully around 12 times. So to do this, go to this first number, select it, and change it from 0 to 12. So now when you play it through, you can see the tire spinning constantly. It looks a little bit weird though, so what you have to do is actually enable motion blur. Go over to this button, enable the motion blur, and then check motion blur for this top layer. So now you can see we've got a ton of rotation going on. But the edges of it are a little bit harsh, so we're going to go into this pre-comp, and then we're going to go one step further, and we're going to hit MM on our keyboard to bring up our mask options, change the mask feather to 40, and the mask expansion to 40. So now when you go back into your main layer, you can see it's just a little bit smoother. Now what we're going to do is actually go back into our pre-comp, we're going to copy this tire mask, go back into the main composition, and we're going to paste it. Then just drag it on top of this first clip, which is of my eye, and then you're going to do pretty much the same thing we just did. Right click on the bottom eye layer, go to track and stabilize, and hit track camera. Once it's finished, turn off the top layer so you can see better, and then choose a tracking point on the eye. This one looks perfect. I'm going to right click and hit create solid in camera. I'm going to pre-compose the solid, leaving all attributes, copy the tire, go into the pre-comp, paste the tire, turn the layer back on, then turn off the solid layer, and now we're all set. So you're gonna scale it way down and then just center it somewhere on the inside of the pupil. I think about there should work. Now we're gonna change the blend mode to overlay. If you don't see the blend mode options, hit this toggle switches and modes and then select this normal and change it from normal to overlay. Then I actually forgot it's supposed to be rotating, so hit R on your keyboard, keyframe Z rotation, go to the end of the clip, and then do 12 full rotations, and then also enable motion blur for this layer as well. Now I'm actually going to duplicate this layer just so it's a little bit brighter and we can see it a little bit better. And there we go. Now select all these layers, right click, hit pre-compose, and move all attributes into new composition. Go to all of the car clips, right click, pre-compose, move all attributes into new composition, and then you're going to select all of the clips, hit S on your keyboard, that brings up your scale options, and we're going to scale into all of them by 200%. Now we're going to go to effects and presets and add an effect called motion tile, drag that onto the eye clip, change the output width to 200 and the output height to 200 as well, and then check the box for mirror edges. Select the motion tile, copy it, and then paste it onto the other two clips as well. Now we're going to go to the eye clip, we're going to hit R on our keyboard, and that brings up our rotation options. We're going to hit the stopwatch to enable keyframes, and then make the initial keyframe minus 33, and then go 11 frames from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're going to change the rotation to 25, and then go all the way to the end of the clip, and we're going to change the keyframe to 220. Now go to the next clip, hit R on your keyboard, turn on keyframes and add a keyframe for 0, and go to the end of the clip and change the first number to 1 and the second number to 27. Then go to the last clip, hit R on the keyboard, turn on rotation, go to the end of the clip and keyframe the first number at 1 and the second number at 22.5. Now go back to this first eye clip, select the last two keyframes, hit F9 on your keyboard to convert them to easy ease, then go into the graph editor, and we're just going to adjust the handles on them to make the transition a little bit smoother. And then sort of just try to make a little bit of a nice curve. That's pretty much all I did. I did add a couple of glitch effects at the end there. I used glitch effects from the handy seamless transition pack. If you guys want to see a full tutorial on that, I will link it at the top of the description. We're about done with our work. Let's RAM preview it and watch it through. Boom! Does that not look sick or what? That is the effect, guys. That is how to do the Sam Kolder rotating effect. As always, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to comment them down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you guys have not subscribed and turned on post notifications, just slap that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. I would really, really appreciate it. I do my best to upload these videos as much as I possibly can, and I do my best to create videos that you guys actually enjoy. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will catch you guys on Monday. Peace!